This time on Norfolk Perspectives, we're going to get inside the Summer Reading Club and find out things that you never knew about it. Also, Forum 2012 is coming to Norfolk. Preservation in Eyes of the Future. And what's happening at the garden. That's the Norfolk Botanical Garden, that is. Stay tuned for some great stuff right here on Norfolk Perspectives. Welcome to Norfolk Perspectives. I'm Bob Batcher, and there's some exciting stuff going on in the library, and you'll only know about it if you go. Because Jennifer Gibson, the Youth Services Coordinator at Larchmont Branch Library, and Kathy Toman, IT Librarian. What is an IT librarian?
Well, I have a new title, and I'm responsible for the technology in the library.
Cool. Now, okay, so does that mean you don't know anything about the card catalog then, or what?
Sure do.
It's all moved to the computer.
It's all electronic now. We don't have the drawers anymore with the cards in them.
Now, I remember when you used to come on this show, you were doing the youth stuff.
I was. That was
So
a
now
long time ago.
So now you're reading adult books.
Yes. I
So,
graduated.
How about you, Jennifer? Are you reading adult books or kid books?
I'm reading it all.
Are you? Okay, summer months are here. It is the time to read. What is your recommendation for the kids as to how they go about directing their course of action for the summer?
My first suggestion,
Yeah, what kind of books should they get?
they should be reading their summer reading list for school.
Oh!
That would be my first suggestion. After that, read stuff for fun. Or with that, read stuff for fun.
So you're saying the reading list from school may or may not be...
It would be
Fun?
advisable.
Okay,
It will be fun.
Kathy,
It'll
we're
be
going to
fun.
assume that you're going to be talking to the adult reading program.
Yes.
So what kind of course of action should adults do?
As far as I know, there's no required reading for adults. That's the good thing about turning 18. And I think most people probably look for the bestsellers and things that everybody else is reading. I'm taking a break this summer, trying to do some of the classics, get away from some of the more popular stuff.
Now, wait a minute. You're taking a break by going to the classics?
Yeah, you know, the stuff I didn't quite get to in high school when I was supposed to.
Now, so what kind of classics are you reading?
I am right now reading a Thomas Hardy novel called Tess of the D'Urbervilles.
So, because there's this other one that they make movies of all the time. It's not really the classics, is it?
Which one?
I don't know, those British ones that take place in the 1800s out in some estate. Those aren't really classics. These are real classics.
This is a real classic.
Okay, so Jennifer, you're reading what? Come on, let's be honest here.
I'm currently reading a biography about Judy Garland.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are the kinds of books that librarians pick up.
That's what
so.
we tell you. We
What about
Right.
Clive Cussler?
He's popular. I haven't read any of his stuff, but he's popular. We've got him.
Okay, now we got all this stuff out here. For why?
Because it's summer reading time again, summer reading program time for everybody, not just kids, not just adults, but everybody, even babies.
Babies.
Oh, come on.
Yep. And babies can win prizes.
How can a baby win a prize?
Well, they're part of the children's summer reading program, and they're read too. We don't expect them to read, but we keep track of the minutes. We keep track of all the children's minutes, 0 to 18, and they win prizes.
Okay, so that gets us into now how the track begins. Number one, kids are told what to read when they're at school, but then they're going to get credit for reading
Anything.
anything,
Anything at all.
and it's minutes read. So it doesn't matter how fast they read, how slow they read, as long as they're making a commitment to read.
Right.
And then what kinds of things can they win?
Just for signing up, they get the tote bag. It's a cool little backpack. And then they also get a Norfolk historical calendar. And then
Cool.
after they read 150 minutes, they get the water bottle and the HRT activity booklet. And then after 300 minutes, they get a T-shirt and entered to win a grand prize. And the grand prize is the babies get a Leapfrog Leap Pad. The school-age kids can win a Kindle Touch. And the teenagers can win a Kindle Fire.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now adults, though, a little more responsibility on them,
A little
right?
different for adults. We're asking them, as we have in the past, to write reviews. So for signing up, they get a tote bag too. It's a little bit different than the ones the kids get. After their first 3 books that they read and the reviews that they submit online, they get a beach mat, so they can take it right out to the beach and go read some more on the beach. And then each week we're giving away a prize bag that has all these goodies in it: a blanket to wrap up in, a T-shirt, a mug with some Edgar Allan Poe tea, a book light, so some good stuff. And then at the very end, the more books you read, the more reviews you write, you get entered into a drawing for also a Kindle Fire.
Okay. Now, again, we want people to come to their local public library right there, and most of them are right there in probably their neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But if they buy paperback at the local drugstore, it still counts, right?
Sure, definitely. And it's all online. We keep track of everything online now, so you don't...
Hence the IT person being.
That's right. So you don't necessarily have to go to the library to log your minutes or to log your book reviews. You can do it from home or wherever.
Okay, let's kind of journey through a little bit of a conversation now about the role of the library in today's environment, because I noticed you're giving away Kindles. I would think, people won't go to the library anymore. Or it's being tracked online, so you can kind of Google stuff online. You're not finding that to be true, though, are you?
No, not at all. We have lots of stuff that still draws people in. Because it's summer, we have lots of programs going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday at my library, we had a juggler, and we had over 90 people come for the event. And our afternoon was very bustling. So there are definitely still people at the library, regardless of all the technology that's out there.
Because all of the libraries have kid zones, right?
Mm-hmm. And computers.
Books. And so if you want to go Google something,
go to the library.
Go to the library.
Right.
Yep.
And Google it. What kind of advances are being made as far as the IT? Because you're making adjustments for this little guy here.
We sure are. We're not, at this point right now, we're not circulating too many ebooks. We do have some in the catalog, but hopefully by the end of the year we'll have a good collection of bestsellers and new books that people will be able to download to their e-readers. So we're definitely moving that way. And with the opening of the Slover Library, there's going to be so many cool new things coming into that library that are going to kind of be integrated into the rest of the building.
That we probably don't even know about.
Yeah.
Now, in pre-taping, though, you were talking about there is a program where books have been digital.
Yeah, it's called Project Gutenberg.
Gutenberg.
Where a lot of the classics have been digitized that you can go right to their website and download them to your e-reader.
And is that how you're reading about the gal in the estate?
Yes, and I checked it out I actually checked it out through the library, through that site. We have the record for that book in our catalog.
Now, I don't know who I should ask this question to, but I guess since Kathy's the IT person, is there a website that someone can go to find out more?
Sure. You can go to www.npl.lib.va.us.
And if you didn't catch that, it's probably been on a board
And with that being said, we just upgraded our catalog today. So for people who are familiar with our old search catalog, it looks new, it looks great, and you need to check it out.
New and improved.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what? We need to enjoy the summer by
reading.
All kinds of books.
Everything.
Kind of books.
Biography of Judy Garland. Can you share it when you're done?
Sure.
Cool. When we come back, we're going to be talking about preservations coming to Norfolk with a look toward the future. Stay tuned.
Every child is curious.
George, look what I found.
Turn their curiosity into a lifelong love of learning.
That's a periscope.
It's one of the most important gifts you can share. Create a curious reader.
Oh, you want to build a castle like that one? This is super bedtime reading.
Share a book together today. Visit read.gov.
Welcome back to Norfolk Perspectives. I would encourage that you pick up a book after the show and start reading for the summer, and then head to the library and get some of your good prizes. Now, we're going to be talking about preservation, but more importantly, one way that you can get involved in the conversation about preservation, we got a conference coming to town, a forum. And Robin Ziegler, who is the Historic Zoning Administrator and Chair of the forum. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
You're visiting into Norfolk to kind of get this going.
Yes, I'm out of Tennessee.
All right. Now, you've got somebody who we all know in Norfolk as not only an activist, as a preservationist, but also a resident. Greta Gustafson, how you doing?
I'm good, Bob.
You're chair of the local host.
Yes. The local host committee, so we've done some of the groundwork and set up visits to both locally and out of town. And when I've looked over the program and I'm going, what am I going to go to first? It's just really forming up.
So did you think it would be that way when you kind of went, hey, come here to Norfolk, huh?
Well, it's funny, that was 2 years ago when I thought, that's 2 years down the line. I don't have to worry about that. And all of a sudden it's a month away. But the real work, the co-chairs, and well, 3 chairs really of the group, 1 local and then 2 out of state, have just done a tremendous amount of work to make it where it's something for everybody.
Cool. Now, Robin, I'm going to lay it out in the line from the very beginning, because we tend to sometimes look at ourselves as not quite, we're a historic seaport city, but we're just kind of a working class type town. We're not one of those big monumental places like Richmond, or, you know, we always compare ourselves, right? We're not Richmond, we're not Nashville, we're not Washington. So why Norfolk?
Norfolk had everything we needed and everything we wanted.
Oh, you want to say that again?
Norfolk had everything we needed and everything we wanted. No, I mean, seriously. The part of it, it's called Forum because it's a conversation. And there were great stories here, great preservation stories to learn from, things that maybe didn't go that well, and great stories that are great examples for people in other cities. Because what we've learned is that, you know, whether you're in a small city or a big city, you may be approaching things differently, but you're often dealing with the same kinds of situations. And this conference is for people all over the country. Of course, there'll be a lot of people from the region. But, you know, it had everything. And we really try to get people out of the hotel. You know, you think of conference and you think of sitting in sessions. We have that too. But we really try to get people out and exploring and enjoying the community that we're in. And you've got great restaurants, great shopping, everything right outside the hotel.
God, what a great commercial.
We'll get them on buses too and take them out to other areas.
Okay, so you've got, how many people come from all around the country then?
Well, the registration is still open, but we're thinking maybe 400 to 500 people.
Wow. So we're hoping that by doing this show, we'll get some of our residents to come by and kind of get involved in that conversation. What kinds of things would they be talking about?
Well, one thing I think that residents will really enjoy is that on Sunday morning there's going to be a hands-on workshop. Now, I know not everyone is a do-it-yourselfer, but what's great about this session is that people will learn what they should ask of a contractor, what really is involved with the type of work that they want, whether it's a masonry repair or window repair, which is a biggie, because that can save you a lot of money just repairing the windows you have.
Greta, why was it important for you, for this conference to come here for you?
I think because of the unique training opportunities, it's good not only for residents and staff people, but also for realtors, for commissioners on planning commission, for people on design review, or with other cities they have architectural review boards. But to hear the things that other people are going through and to learn more about it. Just by
learn from each other.
Yes, and just by being in the National Alliance of Preservation Commissions, I get more information that helps me in making determinations on how I should approach a preservation issue.
Okay, well, let me ask you the $64 million question. What's the difference between something that's worthy of being preserved and just plain old and worn out?
That's a really good question.
I mean, I look at I go back to my in-laws area, which is a lot of 100-some-year-old farmhouses that creak and move and the whole 9 yards. They're going to fall over on their own. Is that a preservation, or is that an old, dilapidated house?
I don't know. It could be. It could be an old dilapidated house. It could be something worthy of preservation. Age is one factor that we look at when determining what's important, but we also look at craftsmanship and materials, and context is a biggie. You may have a house that fits in really well in its neighborhood and it's really important, but then if you take that same house and you put it out somewhere else where everything is developed differently and there's nothing left but that one little house, well, that house may not be as important there on its own. So context is a biggie too.
Okay. In pre-tape, we were talking about balance. I had the pleasure of going to outside of Chicago to where Frank Lloyd Wright got started. And it really, for the first time, we talk about context, put in context of what his designs, which we admire today, but when you put a slap up against between two Victorian mansions, it looks a little different.
Yeah, quite a bit.
So that balance, how do you come out with the balance in a community?
And that is really up to each individual community. And again, I think that's what's so important about the conference is there's that opportunity to have those discussions and kind of say, what are you doing in your community? Here's what we're doing in our community. It's worked for us. And then this one may say, oh, well, you know, maybe if I take pieces of that and pieces of what they're doing over here, we can make that work for us and kind of develop our own preservation philosophy and what works for us.
I know we're talking now about character districts and the idea of having a context within a certain area. Freemason, I challenge, and Greta, I know that's the area that you live in. Now, how old is your house?
Well, where I live now is
not the
that
same.
old. I've been in a house that was 1885, and I currently have a property in the neighborhood that is around 1870, and that presents its own problems that I'm looking forward to find some resolution to, because it's a wood house.
Oh.
And that's heart pine that you don't get old wood anymore. So this, I think, helps a lot with learning some things about the properties you own.
Now, are you finding that there seems to be a new discovery of what's old is good, and I know that recycled woods, things like that?
Definitely, definitely. And are you talking about architecture or materials?
Materials.
Or both? Yeah, I mean, we were talking about that earlier. That's another discussion that takes place at Forum. You know, what new wood isn't like old wood, and this was something that was talked about at our last conference. We have these sessions called roundtables, where we throw out a discussion like this, like how are we going to deal with new materials, and instead of just sitting there and listening to someone talk about it, the group sits at round tables together and they discuss how are we going to approach this. And then out of that come best practices, and it may be an article, it may be further programming at a later conference or a newsletter article that helps everyone in the community kind of deal with that and approach that for their, again, because it's different for every community.
Right. Okay, the conference is when?
July 18th through the 22nd
At
the Marriott Waterside downtown.
And is there a website they can go to
Yes.
find out more or register?
Yes, it's napc.uga for University of Georgia.edu, and registration is on that website.
Awesome. We're looking forward to seeing you all in town and get some of our viewers over there to really get engaged in the conversation, because we are at a pivotal point in Norfolk where that balance is extremely important.
A lot of challenges.
Thank you. When we come back, we're going to be talking about what's been going on at the garden besides the azaleas, and what's getting ready to happen at the garden besides the azaleas. Stay tuned.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to Norfolk Perspectives. I'm Bob Batcher, and I'm with Perry Matthews, who is the Education Program Manager over at the Norfolk Botanical Garden. How you doing?
Fine, how are you? Thank you.
Now, I'm going to have you on from the garden to talk about Eagle, but before we get to that, I do want to talk a little more about balance that we were talking about with preservation.
Yeah.
Because the garden, as we all know and celebrate, was the product of WPA, right?
Yes. So it is a good historic site.
Yeah.
If you look at it in one regard, we do have a historic site.
Now, I've been told it was a swampy, mucky mess when we planted azaleas.
Yeah, we changed the garden. It was in 1938 is when they started sort of developing the garden, because they wanted an attraction to bring people to Norfolk. It was modeled after sort of the gardens in Charleston at the time. So it's a formally designed garden that was intended to bring in tourism. And so the garden, we still have a historic area, but we also have always been continually adding new gardens. You know, the children's garden we added a few years ago. This spring we just added a brand new infinity garden. It's a little tiny sort of garden room, small space to come and see.
Now, then you have the butterfly garden.
Yes.
So you're attracting
we have all sorts of animals that we want to bring into the garden as well. I mean, a good habitat comes with a good garden.
So we were talking in pre-tape, and you said you saw an active nature the other day involving a snake.
We have, well, I mean, a healthy garden has all sorts of animals. So we do have butterflies and birds, which everybody likes, and then we have things like snakes and rodents and things that people get a little squeamish about. And we often get reports from visitors, there's a snake in the garden, what do we do? And we don't want to be where it can pose a concern to the visitors, but we don't want to chase them away either. And a good healthy garden about a month ago, I was able to watch very interesting a snake eat a gray squirrel.
Hello.
So that was a very fascinating. All the gardeners decided to come around and watch that one because it was impressive.
Ooh. Now, hopefully that won't happen in your local garden, in your home garden.
No.
But if you're trying to come up with some ideas, it's a great place to come and kind of take a saunter, isn't it?
We do want you to come to the garden. You can obviously there's lots of great plants that we have in the garden that you can grow in your home garden, and it's all sorts of wonderful ideas. If you're interested in a hummingbird garden or a butterfly garden, come and see what we have in ours. We have collections of plants like hydrangeas and roses and azaleas that people want to come and see and pick the best one. Our hydrangeas are in beautiful bloom right now. People want to come out and compare all the different ones because we've got over 200 different types of hydrangeas, and so looking at them side by side is a good way to see what's your favorite plant for hydrangea for the garden, for example.
Well, okay, let me ask you, because there's an ongoing discussion about your house, about design.
Mm-hmm.
I always want to say I want it to look natural, which means helter-skelter in my head. My wife, though, wants it to be very symmetric and make sense.
Okay.
So what would you say that Norfolk Botanical Garden is?
It has some of both. We have natural areas. We have a native plant garden in the Enchanted Forest and Mirror Lake, which are very natural habitat areas. And then we have very formal gardens like our perennial garden. And you can come see. And we have some that are a blending of some, the border garden, for example. Is a very formally designed garden, but it looks it's a cottage garden look, so it's got lots of different plants all over the place.
Okay. Well, let's talk grooming. That volunteer tree pops up. What do you do with it?
It depends on if you like it where it is, or, I mean, a lot of times if it's going to be too big for the spot, you want to remove it. You may want to move it, or you may just want to pull it out altogether. And some plants we just pull.
Yeah, you just hit something on the head. If you want it to look this way, so the idea when you're doing the gardening is to be looking forward rather than current, right?
Yeah, well, always. I mean, a gardener's always looking planning for the next season to some degree, and enjoying the current one too.
Okay, so obviously when you plant a garden, you're going to get habitat to come in. And as we all know, the garden has been known over the last couple of years as the home of the eagles.
Yes. We created such a great garden. We had a pair of bald eagles who wanted to come and live here starting in the fall of 2003. And it's been a long, great story. Lots of eaglets growing up in the gardens over the last few years. Of course, last year was a very sad year when the female was killed by an airplane. And this year, it created a whole brand new story for us because the male stayed in the garden all year during last fall and into this spring. And he was looking for a new mate. And for us, it was a brand new learning experience. For a lot of people watching on our cam all around the world, watching how does he go about this whole dating process. I mean, he was an established male, and now he's got to find a new female. And the most intriguing thing was we had 4 different females come through the gardens during the course of the winter and express interest in nesting with him. And there's sort of a sequential thing. We had one in the fall, and then she disappeared in early January. It's possible that she may have actually flew into a tree or a power line. We're not sure. We did find a dead eagle about the same time. And then there are females numbered 2, 3, and 4, as we called them, because we just weren't quite sure. And they would come and go at different times. Never quite there all at the same time, but we could tell by different markings because all of them were about 5 years old, so they had dark spots on their head or dark spots on their tail feathers. They were clearly different, and the biologists who were watching said they've never seen 4 different females sort of competing for the same nesting spot like that.
And I think we have the eagles to thank for really introducing the garden to a whole new generation of fans.
Oh, yes.
But as a life cycle goes, it is a lifestyle.
It is. It's one thing that it's for us. We've introduced a lot of people about eagles, watching the whole nesting process, and then this year almost the whole courtship process. So we're doing a little bit backstory almost in a sense. How do eagles become a pair bond? And it's not always this clean, romantic Disney story of they meet and fall in love and along come the eggs. There's a lot of challenges facing them in terms of establishing a nest. There's other eagles coming in and out. And so how do you find love in the eagle world?
I know that you've got a garden that I absolutely love, and it's the sensory garden. It's right there by Rose Hall. I mean, it's not far. But I remember walking through there one time with one of the staff, and there was a real moral dilemma because there was a bee stuck in a spider web, and it's like, oh, the poor bee, But should you rescue the bee or should you let nature take its
Well,
course?
and well, the spider has to eat too. So I mean, and all of these, it's a real balance within the garden, and we see it all the time.
For those that care about that story, the bee got out, so I didn't have to rescue him. But that's, I mean, when you've got an urban setting, those are some of the balancing acts that you got.
Well, and what we really like is the fact that we are in a very urban setting here, and it's a great oasis for people to come and visit and get a chance to get back to nature. It's wonderful to go out and go to the state parks and go to natural areas. You can go out on the beaches or Eastern Shore, or go up to the mountains. But if you're in Norfolk and you don't have that time to drive somewhere, you've got 3 or 4 minutes to come over to the garden, and you're here, and you can actually see a lot of that just walking around and seeing a sort of a microcosm of nature.
Now, I got to tell you, I got to be real frank with you, Perry. When you made that comment about coming over for 2 or 3 minutes, or just bring your bike over and ride on a...
Yes, we have bike nights 3 nights a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Okay, I heard this voice in my ear called Don Buma.
Yes.
And he's something about membership.
Oh, yes.
So this probably would be a good time to talk about membership.
And membership is a great deal because if you're going to come to the garden more than once, then you really want to buy a family membership. You can put 6 people in the car with your membership and drive into the garden. So we don't check DNA if you have grandma or anything like that. It's 6 people in the car in a family membership when you come in. And so you can enjoy the garden. Children's garden, people come in and want to play on a hot day. You can come back again and again. You can come for bike nights on a regular basis. It's a way to ride your bicycle in the city of Norfolk without having to worry about traffic. Come see beautiful gardens on a beautiful day.
Yeah, and if you want to learn more,
we have tons of education classes, year-round classes for people who want to be very creative, making flower arrangements, people who want to learn more about gardening. We do walks in the garden so you can learn more specifically about gardens. We have photography classes, all sorts of stuff.
And that website that you can go to find out more about this?
www.norfolkbotanicalgarden.org.
You know, I never thought I'd say this, but it's more than just eagles.
Oh, yes.
And azaleas.
Yes.
So thanks a lot, Perry, for everything that you're doing to kind
me.
of bring the message of the magic of Norfolk Botanical Garden and what it really means today in an urban setting.
Yes.
Appreciate it. We want to hear from you, what you'd like to see on TV 48, but more importantly, what's going on in your neighborhood. Give us a holler. Let us know what you'd like to celebrate in 2012. Give us a holler at 664-6510. And as usual, it's a wonderful time to be in Norfolk just because of you.